Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. First of all, I want to thank you once again for all of the support you have shown me. It really does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. I posted a video a short while ago asking you to ask me some questions, and now I'm here to answer them. First question, how long have you been drumming? And two, if you could have any drum kit, what would it be? So for the first question, how long have I been drumming? It's kind of almost like a trick question because I've been playing percussion related instruments since I was in middle school, but I didn't pick up a full drum set until I was in high school. So a full drum set I've been playing for about, I would say 8 to 9 years, because I'm 25 years old now. I know I look like I'm 17, but I'm 25 years old, almost 26. So I would say 8 to 9 years. And the second part of that question, if I could have any drum kit, what would it be? I'm a huge fan of Cobus, and I love the DW drum sets that he plays. I can't pick out a specific one, but everyone he has played, I love those drum sets so much. I have a PDP Concept Maple kit by DW. I'm very content with what I have right now. I love this drum set. I love the sound of it. But if I were to step it up a little bit, I would love to play his DW custom kit. That thing is absolutely beautiful. What's your biggest regret ever? That's a pretty big question. To be honest, I don't really regret a lot of things in my life, because even with regret, if we use that word, I see a learning experience with every poor decision I've made, and trust me, I've made plenty of them. But from that, I have always learned and hopefully became a better person from that. So I don't sit around all day and go, wow, I regret that. At the end of the day, I actually am happy that I did it because I learned something. Probably my biggest regret overall, not a specific situation, is being afraid of what other people are going to think of me, and living my life according to other people's opinions. I think that's my biggest regret, because I did that a lot through high school. I did that a lot growing up. And it even applies to this. Playing drums or really doing anything and putting yourself out online isn't necessarily easy sometimes. You know, there's gonna be people that say things, there's gonna be people that don't like what you're doing, there's gonna be people that just straight up don't care. And with that, you just gotta keep going and not care about what other people think of you. I don't get too many negative comments, which I'm very grateful for. But at the same time, I get them every once in a while, and I can have 100 great comments and then like 2 or 3 bad ones, and then I'll sit and think about those and be like, man, what did I do wrong? Why can't I make everybody happy? But that's just life. So kind of to bring it all together, my biggest regret was probably just living my life off of somebody else's schedule and opinions, if that makes sense. Hey Luke, I was wondering, other than music, what are your other passions? Secondly, if there's time for another question, have you ever been to California? To answer your second question first, I've never been to California. In fact, I never really leave Michigan. I'd like to go to California someday. It'd be pretty cool. And then other than music, what are my other passions? I'm actually a small business owner. I own a website design and drone photography company. And so I would say that is another passion of mine. And another reason why I'm not always so consistent on here, because running a business is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. My business name is Datema Media. My last name is Datema, and I'm creating media. Pretty clever, right? I spent a lot of time on that. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you need a website, my website is datemamedia.com. I'll put it up here on the screen. Other than being a small business owner, I love to go fishing, I love to play golf, I love to be out on the lake, I love to, all summer activities of course, and I live in northern Michigan, and if you live in northern Michigan during the winter, you understand that it is brutal. And I absolutely hate winter. I hate being cold, yet I live in probably one of the coldest places and for sure in Michigan, maybe in the United States. Cheers from Atlanta. Did your hair turn brown? I don't think it turned brown. I had brown hair at birth, so I guess it turned brown at some point, but not in the last 25 years. It's always been brown. If you could play drums for any band, past or present, who would it be, and who is my favorite drummer? Oh, both very tough questions. My music taste is way too big to answer this question. I would love to play for a band like Avenged Sevenfold just because of the energy, and it's stuff that I grew up listening to and learned from. But I also have this other side of me that loves country music and wants to play in front of a country crowd and have that sort of energy. So I can't answer that question, to be honest. But to answer your question, be Avenged Sevenfold. Who's my favorite drummer? Another question, like I said, impossible to answer. I have many favorite drummers. I love RJ Hale from Hailstorm. I love his energy. I love his showmanship. People think it's cocky. I think it's incredibly entertaining. I grew up listening to the Rev. The first time I heard some of their albums, I said, yep, I need to be a drummer. I love Mike Portnoy. What he can do on a drum set is sometimes not human. I love YouTube drummers like Cobus. I love watching Luke Holland, another person that I can watch and it's almost frustrating but inspiring at the same time. Love watching Cooper drummer. I love how he inspires people. All those guys, anyone that really plays with passion, I can connect with, and I love watching them play. I have a lot of favorite drummers that I learn from every single day. What's your favorite metal band and who is your favorite drummer? Also, keep up the good work, man. This channel might be small, but we support you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I already answered kind of the who my favorite drummer is, and I don't really have one. I have many of them. My favorite metal band. I don't listen to a lot of metal, to be honest. I'm not huge into the metal genre. I can appreciate it. There's a few songs here and there I really get into, but I don't consider. I've mentioned Avenged Sevenfold and Disturbed, some of the heavier rock bands that I like to listen to, but to be honest, I don't listen to metal much at all. So because of that, I don't really have a favorite metal band. Sorry about that. Maybe that is something I'll look into in the future. Did I ever end up working with NF? The answer to that is no, I never did. So a little backstory, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I covered one of NF's songs, and if you're familiar with NF, the Christian rapper, his career has exploded since then, but right when his career was kind of taking off during his first major album, I covered his song Intro, and he tweeted that he was potentially looking for drummers to go on tour with him. And so I sent my video in, and he actually retweeted it and responded telling me to send him some more footage. And to me, it was like my third video, and I was very certain that I have made it as a musician. On my third video, of course, I have made it. I'm moving to Nashville. No one can stop me. I'm a rock star now. But through all of that, nothing materialized, which is okay. It's still kind of a cool story, and it's just kind of cool to see his career take off from that as well. I'm sure he chose somebody that was much more qualified than I was. I was on my third video. I didn't even really know what I was doing. I still don't, to be honest. Hey man, still watching all your videos. How's your back doing? My health issues have been up and down, to be honest. I'm not gonna make it sound really good. I still struggle with the same thing every single day that I made a video about a few years ago. So it's something I've struggled with coming on 4 years now. If you're not familiar with it, I have some chronic pain issues that have been around for about, like I said, 4 years now. And they affect my everyday life to the point where sometimes I don't play drums for a while, and I think that's why I'm a little bit inconsistent on YouTube, because with chronic pain, I'm not always in the mood to go play drums, not really in the mood to record. Some days I'm not really in the mood to get out of bed. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and make it sound great. I'm struggling with it. I struggle with it a lot, but you gotta keep going in life. You can't just sit around. I have a lot of doctor's appointments coming up, still fighting it. I'm gonna get it figured out someday. And stuff like this inspires me, but at the same time, I need to take a break from it sometimes. And I wanna post my best work on YouTube. I don't wanna come in here and suffer and then post it. Especially with a couple thousand subscribers now, I feel a little bit more pressure to do good work, which is good, but I don't want to come in here and struggle through it. I want to give you guys the best I can give you. So thank you for asking though. I appreciate that. What do you think of Rick Allen as a drummer? Rick Allen, Def Leppard, lost his arm in an automobile accident, but came back with an adjusted drum kit to continue as Def's drummer. I think that's incredible. To have something so terrible happen, yet come back and play at such a high level. To play drums at all with any sort of disability is amazing. But to play at that kind of level and still play in front of a crowd like that with that kind of energy, that's pretty incredible. So I think any musician, any drummer obviously can find some sort of inspiration in that, but any musician and really any person can see that never give up attitude and find inspiration in that. And I've watched him play multiple times on YouTube, and it's really something. It's amazing. What made you start drumming, and when did you start? What made me start drumming is I was probably 5, 6, 7 years old, and I was in church and I could see the church drummer, and he was up there, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And that never really left me. I played percussion in middle school, and then in high school, I started playing in the marching band, and I was absolutely terrible, like absolutely terrible. And so I only really lasted about 9th and 10th grade in that. And then I think 10th and 11th grade, I was like, well, I still want to play, but not really in the marching band. What do I do next? So I had an opportunity to start playing drums for church, and I slowly just put it together and was like, yeah, okay, this is pretty fun. I want to do this. And ever since then, I've been hooked on it. I think that is all the questions for this video. If you have any more, if I missed any of them, put them in the comments below and I will answer them. Once again, just thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to be more consistent in the future, and I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and start playing more. So get ready to see more covers. Put some suggestions down below as well, what you'd like to see me play. I have a few things in mind, but I always like suggestions. So thank you guys very much once again, and I'll see you guys soon.